This video is not financial advice. I am not a financial planner. I am an entertainer. The one and only a father in the house. Wow! Okay, so Lou, Uncle Festa, whatever you want to call this guy, has officially went bye-bye. It's officially the time now where we got to go visit Lou, pick him up, and drive him to Bellevue Mental Hospital. That's it. It's just reached that level. Um, I love the way Lou speaks. So he's talking about payment for order flow. He's like, it's not really such a bad thing. Listen, if it was done the right way, nothing is being done the right way. This is what you see. You got to start living in what's called reality, Lou. Reality. Like, Lou, let me give you an example. If the queen had balls, she wouldn't be the queen, Lou. She'd be the king. Understand what I'm trying to say? So you have to start, like when you speak, right? You got to start referencing things that is actually happening in reality, okay? So in reality, they're taking not just big institutional orders into the dark pools and doing it correctly the right way. They're taking everybody's orders. They're taking people who are buying 1 share of AMC, 2 shares, 3 shares, 5 shares, 10 shares. They're keeping it into the dark pools forever. Now, the thing is, you were actually the one, because I've been watching Lou for a very long time, who brought all this stuff up in the very beginning. I have to actually give you credit where credit's due. He really started talking about the synthetics and the dark pools, and I learned a lot of that from him. But now he's talking like, I don't know, he's talking like he just had a lobotomy or something. Like, he has no idea what he's talking about. He has no idea what he's doing. Lou, payment for order flow is a bad thing. We need to get rid of it. Not only is it not being handled right, okay, it's making Ken Griffin so much. You have no idea how much money this guy's making. It's like this guy's got a monopoly over the whole stock market. He can keep orders in the dark pools for however he wants. Whenever anybody is buying on these payment for order flow platforms, the guy's making money hand over fist. Anytime you trade, this guy's making money. You're making him more powerful. You're making him richer. So just the whole thing is bad. The whole thing has got to go. That's it. I would personally rather just pay for my own trades, whether that would be, pay per trade or on some sort of a monthly payment program, rather that than have these free, apps like Robinhood, Webull, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, whatever the case may be, that offer you free trading, but in exchange, you become what's called a puppet. You're part of I have to really do that Metallica Soul Master of Puppets. I got to do it at some point. But anyway, getting back, you're a puppet. Okay. And Ken Griffin is the puppet master. So like Lou was just talking about, so it's not such a bad thing. It is a bad thing. It's a bad thing in every way. They're not handling it right. They're not dealing with it right. And you have to that's it. Listen, it's like if you're in a bad relationship, you understand what I'm trying to say to you. If you're in a relationship that's abusive, and it could be from the woman. I've seen plenty of relationships. There was actually a movie with Andy Garcia and I think Meg Ryan. It was like a twist. Meg Ryan was like the alcoholic and he loved her with all his heart. And, she just couldn't be a good wife. She couldn't be a good mother because she had a severe alcohol problem. He was like a pilot. He was always traveling. And it just got to the point where, he had to get a serious help because, they had children and she just wasn't with it. You know what I mean? So it's not always the man sometimes, but you have to recognize, this is what my point is, when someone has a problem. You got to recognize it. You got to get them help. I think Lou's problem that we got to recognize and get him help in is I think that he's been giving us so many Walt Disney stories for so long now between, all of his secret connections and, turning tens of millions of dollars down from corrupt banks and false predictions, and he owns 2 Teslas, and he's best friends with Melania Trump. And it's just getting to the point now where there's too many lies that people are now recognizing. That's why I did the cover of the Eagles. I did Lying Eyes. Uncle Festa has lying eyes. You got to Lou, you're not a bad guy. I actually sometimes laugh at you. I think that you're funny. But I don't know what it is. Maybe he thinks that he can only have a YouTube channel if he's a bullshit artist. Maybe he just came to that conclusion. I can't succeed unless I lie, unless I bullshit people. Lou, just be yourself. It's okay. Just be like, look, you understand? I got no secret connections. I gave you a great line of shit that makes me $40,000 a month on YouTube. All right. And that's it. You, like, I hate to say it, but you conned everybody. That's what you did. You're a master manipulator. You convinced, you told everybody what they always want to hear. You know, they subscribe to you, like, you know, in amazing levels. I mean, you have like an amazing amount of subscribers, an amazing amount of views per video. And it's all just because you keep telling that Walt Disney story. You tell everybody what they want to hear, but here's the problem. Nothing ever comes true. Anything that you say. And I think now people, some people at least, there's still those, like, you know, I don't know what you call them, brainless zombies that listen to you, but people are starting to catch on that nothing you say happens. You have no idea what you're talking about. What you need to do is this, all right? I'm just from, listen to me, one man to another. Just be an entertainer. Lou, can I tell you something? You have a very loyal following. You do. And I think if you just switched your channel to being like Lou the comedian or Lou the storyteller, I loved your stories, the Benito, you know, Luna, all this stuff you do. I love it when you make fun of people. I know it's wrong because people say, oh, it's racist, it's bad, but it's funny in a way sometimes. I know you don't mean it. I know you're not racist. I know you're not. You're a good guy. But it's funny, like just when you walk into like a Starbucks, they're telling you don't got no mask on. You're like, oh, F your mother. You know, it's funny. All that stuff is great. I love it. It's great. It's funny. But Lou, when you start going to levels where you're making predictions, where you're acting like you know it all, where you're acting like people are giving you, I don't know if we want to call it insider information or... because that's how you come across. Like I talked to a hedge fund today and I'm telling you what they're telling me. So what is that called, Lou, if it's not called insider information, you know? I'm only using your words. I'm not trying to create things. This is what you say. You say you talk to people who are obviously, you know, connected somehow, whether they're hedge fund managers or they're, you know, traders or they're something. You say you have these connections. I just got off the phone with my secret connection. This is what he told me is going to happen. And it never happens. So it amazes me that you even still have a YouTube channel. And I have a feeling that if we don't squeeze this month, I have a feeling that you're going to really start seeing the repercussions of what you're doing because people are catching on. People are catching on to the bullshit. Just be funny, motivate people. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with people coming to your channel to be motivated, to feel comfort, for them to stay in this play, because that's what they need right now. It's kind of like a baby. You know, you need to caress them. You need to give them the bottle, shake the toy over their head. You know, make them happy, make them laugh, make them smile. Other than that, you're driving them down a very, very bad rabbit hole that they may not be able to get out of. If you keep this bullshit up of the false predictions of I know him and he's telling me this and this is what's going to happen next, JP Morgan margin call, March 3rd transparency rule. If you keep doing this, you're going to push everybody down a rabbit hole they may not be able to get out of. AMC Pluto. Ow!